Morning. Good morning. It is my honor to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Rodney Williams, a member of the St. Christopher's class of 2013. Mr. Williams joined the St. Christopher's community as a sophomore in the fall of 2010, and I had the good fortune to coach him for 3 years on the varsity basketball team and develop a relationship with him and his wonderful family who are here with us today. During his time in Scott Gym, Mr. Williams rewrote the record books and broke a few rims with his thunderous dunks during his illustrious career. He was a 2-year team captain, the Prep League Player of the Year, and the first-team All-Metro player in St. Christopher's history. He graduated as the school's all-time leading scorer with 1,297 points. That's particularly impressive because he didn't shoot a whole lot of three-pointers during his time. Mr. Williams accepted a scholarship offer to Drexel University in the CAA, and during his 4-year career, he earned all CAA honors and was named to the CAA All-Academic Team 3 times. He earned Drexel's Team Academic Award and its award for spirit and dedication. After Drexel, Mr. Williams played professional basketball abroad. He earned his MBA, and he is a successful businessman and entrepreneur. All of these accolades and accomplishments are impressive. However, Mr. Williams is most impressive for the type of person that he is. He is a loving son, a loving brother, a wonderful husband to his wife, Taylor, and a doting father to his beautiful baby girl, Troy. He is a dedicated St. Christopher's alumnus, and with the exception of being a passionate fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, there is no better example of a St. Christopher's man than Rodney Williams. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Williams back to campus.
I feel like I need Kleenex. That made me very emotional. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I want to thank you guys for inviting me back to be part of this moment. It's always meaningful to return to campus to add to whatever's going on, but today obviously carries some special weight. Today we honor the life and legacy of Walter Lindsay, the first Black graduate of St. Christopher's School. Now this distinction matters, but I want us to think beyond the title of that and think about what his presence made possible. The title of this topic or talk is Legacy in Motion. So before we get there, I wanted us to define legacy. What is legacy? And it reads that it's a long-lasting impact of particular events, actions that took place in the past, or of a person's life. So when we talk about legacy, they often think about something big, something visible, awards, recognition, history books. But legacy usually doesn't feel dramatic when it's happening. It feels ordinary. It looks like showing up, doing your work, carrying yourself with character, navigating situations that are unfamiliar and maybe uncomfortable, and choosing to move forward anyway. Walter Lindsay didn't know that his time here would echo into the future. He couldn't see the students that were going to follow, and he couldn't see the doors that were going to open up wider just because he decided to step through them first. He just lived his experience by showing up with strength, dignity, and discipline. And so when I was cooking this up last night and writing this, I was thinking about what examples could I use to really drive this home? Because you kids, you need to see something, you need to hear some examples to drive this point home. And so I'm the son of a pastor. Pastor Williams is right back there. Praise the Lord. And so my dad always wanted me to be a preacher. That's not my calling. But no, you can't do that. However, I did challenge myself this year to get back into my word, to read my Bible, to lock in spiritually. And as I was reading the other day, I came across the story of Moses. And I feel like we all understand the story of Moses. He was somebody who went to Pharaoh and decided that, God said to let my people go, to lead them to freedom, to lead them to the promised land. And what we know about that is that he also took the staff, right? Boom, waters open, lead people to the promised land. And I think you guys are actually doing that tonight at the game. I want you guys to know, actually, we started that. In 2010, around that time, we started that. But life goes on, and you understand that within that story, there's also a piece of this where Moses didn't even actually get to see the promised land himself. He did all of that work. He went all of that stress. I mean, he opened the waters up, and the people that he took through that to free them were getting on his nerves. They were literally saying so many things, complaining, why would God bring us out of Egypt to do all this, to go into the wilderness, to get to the promised land? And to go through all that, he didn't even get the chance to see what God promised. However, Joshua was the one that got to fulfill that legacy. And so, whether you see that as history, faith, symbolism, the lesson is clear. Sometimes the role is to build the path, not to walk its destination. I'm going to say that again because it's tough, right? Sometimes the role is to build the path, not to walk its destination. And so as I kept going and I was like, I need another example, we got to keep cooking, I started thinking about Dr. King. And when you think about Dr. King, the same thing is true. He spoke about equality, justice, he had a dream, and he sacrificed, he endured hardship, and even imprisonment at one point. But again, he did not get the chance to see the full fruits of his labor. He did not get a chance to see what his leadership led to, where you, I, brother man next door, can also be together and commune together, right? Yet generations of folks have benefited from his courage. And I was like, man, Rod, you really cooking. The pen is cooking right now. Keep going. My wife was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm cooking. And I started thinking about another example, which brought me to this guy. Oh, excuse me, LeBron James. Okay. I'm a LeBron guy. There's nothing you can tell me to say he's not the greatest of all time. And I know there's probably some Jordan fans in here that would beg the difference. But I mean, we can talk about scoring titles. We can talk about champions. I'm not even going to do that right now. But when you think about LeBron James, what do you always hear? When it comes to LeBron James, they just talk about championships, stats, right? Rankings, recognition, where his legacy ends, right? Oh, LeBron missed the fourth quarter shot. That's a hit to his legacy. What? So when you really think about it, the funny part is we're debating his future and debating his legacy while he's still playing, while he's still he had a triple-double last night. 41 years old, had a triple-double. But we're debating his future and his legacy while he's still playing and still performing today. There's a lesson in that. It sounds funny, but there really is a lesson in that we can get so focused on how we were remembered that we forget to focus on how we live right now, okay? And so it led me to believe that legacy is not built in hindsight, but it's built in the present. I'll say that again. Legacy is not built in hindsight, but it's built in the present. So this Walter Lindsay story reminds us that his impact wasn't created through grand gestures, but it was built through consistency, through effort, through showing up as himself in an environment where that really mattered. And for you guys, for every student here, it matters a lot. You may not realize who is watching you. You may not see who benefits from your example, and you may not understand how your actions influence what comes next, but they really do. Each time you act with integrity, you strengthen the community. Each time you pursue excellence, you raise expectations. Each time you include others, you expand belonging, and each time you show confidence and respect, you widen possibilities. Legacy is not reserved for historical figures, but it's built by everyday choices. Y'all see how I was cooking last night? Legacy is not reserved for historical figures, but it's built by everyday choices. So I wanted to share something personal, and I flipped to this slide. See that guy? That was in his younger days. Coach Jones could actually still dunk at that point. I don't know if he can now, but I'll dial 9-1 and he'll go, and if he fails, we'll dial the other one. But you think about, in 2010, I came to St. Christopher's after attending a predominantly black public school, and it was an adjustment for me in many ways, socially, culturally, personally. There were moments of uncertainty, moments of growth. Dr. Hudson can attest to that. Moments of learning where I fit and how I could contribute. But I wasn't thinking about my legacy. I was just thinking about doing my best every day, learning, competing, representing my family well, who's here today. But whether I realized it or not, my experience here was shaped in part by Walter Lindsay's presence before me. Now, fast forward to 2026, my nephew, Grayson, is now a kindergarten here at St. Chris. Grayson, come here. Hurry up. wanted Grayson here today because you're looking at me as uncle, but this is going to be you, right? Legacy is something that we create through our present day actions, but later down the line when we don't see things, it ends up being the people that follow. Go ahead and sit. Go ahead and sit. And so that journey in itself tells a powerful story. Walter showed up and created possibility. Students like me followed and continue to build on it. And now another generation begins their path with opportunities shaped by those who came before. That is truly legacy in motion, often unseen by the person who begins it. So as we honor Walter Lindsay today, let's embrace responsibility. You are shaping environments right now that others will inherit. You are influencing futures that you may never witness, and you're contributing to something bigger than your individual timeline. So my charge to everyone today is to show up fully, to be curious, to be disciplined, to be compassionate, but most of all, be courageous. Because someone somewhere will benefit from what you do today. Walter Lindsay's life reminds us of that truth, and standing here today, I am grateful for the path that he helped me create, and I'm honored to be a part of the continuation of that story. Walter, I wanted to say thank you. Miles Brown says thank you. Ethan Jackson says thank you. Breland Hillman says thank you. Evan Reed says thank you. George Dunstan says thank you. Arnold Henderson says thank you. Cameron Barlow says thank you. Amir Bennett says thank you. Chuck Cummings says thank you. And even little Grayson White, who doesn't know who you are yet, says thank you. The list can go on, but one thing for certain, two things for sure, Walter, we will not let you down. Thank you.
Silence is not a bad thing. Just wanted you to kind of sit with Rodney's words for a minute. Can you just give him one more round of applause, please? Thank you, Rodney. Also want to ask Miles Brown to stand up. Miles' class of 2015 created that wonderful video that we watched, so please give him a round of applause. Just like to thank you guys for your attention, and please heed Rodney's words. To our special guest, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to meet Mr. and Mrs. Williams today. Just want to lastly invite our special guest and anyone who would like to join us out to the Walter Lindsay Memorial, where Mr. Leckie will say a few words. Reverend McGahee will also say a few words. And then after that, we'll have a reception. Okay? So anyone who wants to come out is welcome to come out and join us. All right? With that, we will dismiss with our seniors first. You are dismissed.